everybody, welcome to Fiber at 4. This is Christiana coming to you live from the Longmont Yarn Shop, and I have Gail and Marianne here with me too to try and keep me out of trouble, but you know, it's kind of a lost cause. It's definitely a lost cause.
No way.
Nah. So,
the burden and responsibility.
Oh, the burden and the responsibility. They have the joy of being here with me this afternoon. So, today we're going to be talking about classes here at the Longmont Yarn Shop, and I'm only going to be talking about a couple of them, but you guys, there are classes in everything that you could possibly imagine. We've got spinning, weaving, knitting, crocheting, felting, coiled basketry. Gail, am I forget? Oh, we've got embroidery and tatting too.
Underwater basket weaving.
Yeah. Did you say underwater basket weaving?
Yep. And we offer at Centennial Pool.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
And you're teaching it.
Okay, and I'm teaching it. Okay, thanks. I'm glad to hear that.
Underwater basket weaving.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Gloria. So, the underwater basket weaving class is news to me. So, but thanks for joining me this afternoon. So, the first class I'm going to talk about, and I've got my class sheet here so I can cheat, so I don't have to memorize the dates, because frankly, I don't even have my class dates memorized. So the first class I'm going to talk about is our coiled baskets class. This class is not until March. It meets March 10th and 24th from 10 a.m. to noon, and that is a Friday. But y'all, this class fills up super, super fast. So if you are interested in the coiled basket class, I would recommend going ahead and signing up now. So I've got here with me today just a tiny, tiny example of what a coiled vessel would look like, and it's yarn wrapped around a fiberflex cord and then stitched together to hold the basket shut. And as you can see, this is a holiday decoration, so it's got a cute little jingle bell on it. But in this particular class, the instructor Mary does recommend worsted weight yarn in 2 different colors, probably high contrast. So her recommended yarns are the Rios, which of course we love here at this shop. We love our Malabrigo yarns. So I thought these two would kind of look cool together, but they are high contrast, so you'll definitely be able to tell it's 2 separate colors. So this one is called Matisse Blue, and yes, it really is that bright. It looks even brighter in person. And this is Piedras, and Piedras is a variegated, it's kind of a good combination of cool and warm colors, so I think it complements the blue really, really well, or they complement each other very well. So the Rios, again, worsted weight, there are approximately 210 yards per hank, and it's superwash merino at $17.99 per hank. So that's one of Mary's recommended yarns. One of her other recommended yarns is the Barocco Sesame. And again, you're going to need 2 colors. So I pulled my 2 favorite colors to show you guys tonight. I have woven with both of these together, and they look absolutely amazing. And I think the reason these 2 colors work so well together is they do have this kind of pinkish purple in here. So they complement each other very, very well. This is Orchid, which is color 7418, which definitely has a lot more of the blue to it. And this is Cherry Blossom, which is 7413. So they complement each other, but they're also just different enough that you can see the difference between those 2 guys. And this is one of my absolute favorite yarns to knit, weave, or crochet with. This is 43% wool, 39% acrylic, 9% cotton, and 9% nylon. And I think what I love about this yarn, besides the color, is this really awesome texture to it. It's got these, I call them little nubbies. I'm not really sure what the exact term for them is, but it's got a really cool texture throughout. So that's going to bring a lot of really neat definition to that coiled vessel. So that, again, Barocco Sesame, $19.99 per skein, worsted weight, of course, and it's 230 yards per ball. And Gail's leaving me alone with Marianne. Bye, Gail. One of the other things that is required for the class, another item, would be a large darning needle. So what Mary recommends are these size 13 John James needles. These are $3.99 each, and it comes in a packet too, and as you can see, they are quite large. So you do need a darning needle like this to finish it, like kind of like you would your knitting or crocheting. You gotta weave those tails in. So that is the coil vessel class. That is meeting Friday, March 10th and 24th, so it's meeting twice. Those are both Fridays from 10 a.m. to noon. And the cost of that class is $70, and the cost of the Fiberflex cord that you use for the basket is included in the price of the class. So the next class I want to talk to you guys about, I'm so excited about this. This is one of my classes, and that is the Valentine Gnome. So this is a crochet class, and this is a wonderful introduction to amigurumi or toy making. He's very, very simple, has very minimal shaping to it, and this little heart here is completely optional. You can include it if you want to, but because it's a Valentine gnome, I figured I should make the little heart on him. So this guy utilizes DK weight yarn, and my recommendations, so for the, of course it's purple. Thank you, Gloria. I'm kind of fond of him too. So the main color that I used, the purple, I used Cosette by Dream in Color, which I know I talked about last week too, but this is such a wonderful yarn to work with. It's $37.99, again, DK weight, and it's a kind of variegated purple, which you can see it worked up in the body there. That is, it's such a beautiful yarn. This guy is 70% superwash merino, 20% cashmere, and 10% nylon. There are about 270 yards in a hank, give or take. So again, approximately 270 yards. So this colorway is called My Fair Lady, which is what I used for my little gnome dude. Had a feeling he was yours. He's purple. Yes, mother. So that's My Fair Lady, and I think too, this is another one of my favorite colors, and it actually doesn't have purple in it, which I'm sure is surprising to all of you. But this is called Kyoto Sunset, and I am just crazy about these colors together. They look so amazing, and they are definitely the colors of a sunset. There are blues, there's oranges, a little bit of pink and burgundy in there. I think this would make a beautiful gnome. So again, the Cosette is DK weight, roughly 270 yards per skein, and they're $37.99 per hank. Now for my little dude's beard and face, you can use the Ultra Wool DK, and one of the yarns you need to find would be kind of a flesh tone yarn, whatever flesh tone you want to make it. I kind of lucked out and found this kind of creamy tan color. But you can use the Ultra Wool DK. This is 292 yards and $14.99 per skein, and it's 100% superwash wool. Pardon me for a second, I haven't had a drink of water all day today. Alrighty, much better now. So this is color 83103, which I believe is called Oatmeal, so that would be a great flesh tone. Now for his beard, you can use the color called, I think this one is called Cream, and that would make a cute little beard. And I also used the Ultra Wool DK for the stripes and the hats, so I used the white Ultra Wool DK, excuse me, striping with the My Fair Lady Cosette Dream in Color. And you use just a tiny bit of the white and a tiny bit of the flesh tones, so if you get full skeins of that, you could probably get 3 or 4 gnomes out of the coordinating colors. The main color, you'll probably be able to get 2 out of just 1 Dream in Color. Another yarn that you can use for this guy that I'm absolutely in love with, I've made socks with this yarn, is the Farmer's Daughter Juicy DK. This is $33 per hank, and it is 274 yards, 100% superwash merino. I did pull a couple speckles, so if you use the speckle yarn, obviously the flesh tone and the beard you want to have more contrast to it. But this guy is Hill Country. Pardon me again. So this has a lovely creamy base with grays and blacks throughout it and a tiny hint of orange in there. Really, really cool color. And then this, well, no, it's not a cool color. It's a warm color, but it's a neat yarn. So this one's called Waylon and Willie, and this has the creamy white base with lots of speckles in it. So we've got some grays, greens, blacks, a tiny hint of magenta in there. So that would be great for the main color of the gnome. Again, DK weight, Farmer's Daughter Juicy DK. $33 per hank, 100% superwash merino, and 270 yards per hank. Pardon me. I think I have fiber tickling my throat. Imagine that, fiber in a yarn shop. So the crocheted Valentine gnome is Thursday, January 26th from 6 to 8, and then Thursday, February 2nd from 6 to 7:30, and it is $75 for the class. I love this little guy. I can't wait to take him home. Alrighty. So sorry, I'm still looking at my cheat sheet here. You know what? I think I looked at the wrong line there. The Valentine gnome is Saturday, February 4th and 11th from 2:30 to 4 p.m. Sorry about that. I was looking at the wrong line. I was looking at the other class that had my name on it. So that is $45 for that class. Sorry about that. So I would be remiss to not talk about my companion in crochet, Miss Andy Graves. She has a class coming up called the Mountaintop Beanie, which is this guy right here. And this has a really neat textured crochet stitch in there and a little bit of crocheted ribbing there at the bottom to kind of hold it in place properly. Excuse me. So this hat utilizes worsted weight yarn, and Andy also recommends the Rios for this. In fact, she used Rios for the shop sample here. So again, $17.99 for 210 yards of worsted weight. A couple other suggestions for, you know what? I'm going to bunny hop back to the gnome for a second. You're obviously going to need a crochet hook for this guy, so I've got the more crochet hooks. He uses a size F hook, but I don't have any Fs on the wall right now, so I will be ordering more, but I am showing you a G because I crochet very tightly. Those of you who know me know that already, so I ended up using a G on my little gnome guy. So bouncing back to the Mountaintop Beanie, Andy is going to teach different sizes of the hat, and that's going to require different size crochet hooks. So she is suggesting to bring hooks that are size 4mm all the way up through 6. So if you're looking at the US sizing on the crochet hooks, that would be G is a 4mm, size 7 is a 4.5, size H is 5mm, I is 5.5, and then J would be the largest at 6mm. So depending on how tight you want the fabric, or if you're making it for a child versus an adult, you would correct your hook size for whatever size you need it to be. So other than the Rios, Andy does recommend the Ultra Wool. So that this is the Ultra Wool worsted. The gnome takes the DK. So the Ultra Wool worsted is 219 yards per skein, and they're $14.99, and it is 100% superwash wool. And this is color 3333, which I believe is periwinkle. And then this guy I think is really cool. This is color 33147, and I believe it's called Fog. But what's really cool is this is kind of a heathered bluish gray, which I think would showcase this stitching really, really nicely. So those again, worsted weight, Barocco Ultra Wool, $14.99 per skein, and there's 219 yards here. Now, This yarn is not on her suggested yarns, but I think this would make an absolutely amazing mountaintop beanie. And that would be the Dream in Color Classy with Cashmere. And I know I'm showing a lot of Dream in Color, but this is really, really wonderful yarn. I have crocheted with this and it works up beautifully. And another really sweet feature about this yarn is the ply on it is so tightly spun that this stuff, when you're working with it, it does not split at all, which is why I love crocheting with it, because it just doesn't split. And I'm teaching a class on the fingerless mitts, and I'm using the Classy with Cashmere, and it works up so beautifully, and I don't even have to really watch what I'm doing because I know this yarn will not split. So the Classy with Cashmere, again, worsted weight, 80% superwash merino wool, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, and there's roughly 200 yards per hank. And this is also another hand-dyed yarn, so each skein is going to have its own little personality. I hate to say that they're different, it just has its own personality. So this color is called Spoil the Littles, and this is, other than the purple, one of my absolute favorite colors that they make. It's a really nice combination of blue and green, and it's pale, has a little bit of tonal to there, so it's not a solid color. It definitely has personality. So Spoil the Littles, I love this color. And this color is called Jessamine, and this is a wonderful variegated. It has lots of blues and greens in it. If you do want to make the mountaintop beanie, Andy does suggest a lighter colored yarn, so that's why I chose these specific colors, is it is a lighter color. The reason we recommend that, especially for beginning crochet, is darker colors. It's very difficult to find your stitches. So if you're first learning, we do highly recommend a lighter color yarn so your stitches are a little more pronounced and easy to find. So again, that is Dream in Color Classy with Cashmere. It's $34.99 per hank, and there are roughly 200 yards per hank. Marianne, have you worked with this yarn before?
I have not.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask your opinion on it if you
Oh,
had.
no, yes, I have.
Oh, you have? What did you make?
I made that, it's a hot pink cowl with...
Oh, that was the Cosette. That was the
okay.
DK weight.
No, so I have not worked with this one.
Okay. Well, anyway, fantastic yarn. I made a Christmas stocking with this yarn, and it's great to work with. So that is the Mountaintop Beanie, which, and I'm going to find the right line this time. I'm going to give you the right information. That meets Saturday, February 25th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So it's a one-day, 3-hour class. And that will be $45. Alrighty. So the last class I want to tell you guys about tonight, and we are really, really excited because we get a lot of requests for this class, so we're very excited to be bringing it back. And that is thrumming. So for those of you who are not familiar with thrumming, this is a knitted hat, and then at specific points in the hat, you put roving in. So this is what the inside of the beanie looks like. So this hat is incredibly warm. This is definitely a hat for those of you who like cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, or just skiing in general, where you're out in the cold an awful lot, because the roving will hold in the warmth. And this is so cute. They put a little roving on top too. So Christy will be teaching this class, and you will have a choice between a hat or a pair of mittens. So if you want to make mittens instead of a hat, you'll be able to do that as well. So Christy, of course, recommends a lot of the same yarns that a lot of the other worsted weight classes do take. So the Ultra Wool, the Rios, but Christy also suggests the Sun Valley 100% Merino Superwash yarn. So what you're going to want is a yarn that is definitely contrasting from the color of roving that you will be using. So obviously in the sky we've got the cream and the red, which are highly contrasting. So I've got here, this colorway is called Antler. This is $28 per hank, and there are 220 yards in a hank. So this would highly contrast with another bright colored roving like what Christy used in this hat. Or if you want to use a brighter yarn and a calmer color in the roving. I did pull Purple Passion. Lovely, lovely color. And then the Bazinga Blue. I love this. It's very similar to the Matisse Blue from, that is almost exactly alike. This one's a little bit, the Rios is a little colder than the Bazinga Blue. Plus, that's just a cool name, Bazinga. So, again, that is $28 and it is worsted weight, 100% superwash merino. And we have tons of colors. I just pulled these three because I think they're gorgeous. Especially together. Oh my gosh, that would make a great Fair Isle project. So as for the roving, I took a look at the pattern and the designer suggests using merino, something with the word fine in it. She said you can use like the roving for felting, but she says it might be a little too coarse. But I think that's what Christy used here, and it feels just fine to me. But if you happen to be coming into the store, we've got brown sheep roving. Sorry, that's a funny looking ball, isn't it? So this is a 100% grade A top merino, and I believe it's $4.99 per ounce. The hat takes about 1 ounce of roving, which when you come into the shop to get your roving, you're going to see that that is a lot of roving. So this, unfortunately, is not available online. We don't have the means to put it on the website, but it is available in shops. So I would recommend this, and I think it looks great with the purple and it looks great with the Bazinga Blue. So if you wanted to do a calmer color like the antler, we would probably steer you towards some wilder colored roving so that it stands out a lot. And I am just dropping roving everywhere. And to keep up with my New Year's resolution, I did, oh, you know, before I go into that, I forgot to tell y'all when this class meets. What can I say? It's been a weird day. The computers haven't liked me today, so it's made this day really, really strange.
February 11th.
What?
February 11th.
February 11th. Thank you. What time?
10:30 a.m. to 2:30 to 12:30.
So the thrummed hat or mitts is February 11th from 10:30 to 12:30. So it meets just once. And it is $30 for the class. So we do have paper copies of the schedule available in shop. Everything on the website, though, under the class category is kept current. So if a class sells out, they'll be able to tell you on the website. If we add another class, you'd be able to see it there. So always check the website because that is always being updated. So back to my New Year's resolution. You guys are going to be so disappointed in me. I only finished one project this week. I was totally slacking. And not only did I only finish one project, Marianne, I left it in the office.
You want me to get it? What
Yeah, it's a hat. I think I tucked it in the hood of my jacket.
Okay. Got it.
So, while Marianne's looking for that, again, this is just a very small sampling.
Gosh, what color do you think it is?
This is just a very small sampling of the classes that we have. We have more rigid heddle weaving classes coming up, 4 harness loom classes coming up. Mary is teaching the coil vessels, but she's also teaching this really neat necklace to do with the coiling. So that's kind of like step 2 in the coil weaving classes. So here's my one project that I finished this week. This is called the Walter hat. Some of you might be familiar with it. I know a bunch of us have made it. It's by Whitney, who is a local designer. I think her last name is Einhoff, I believe. And the Walter hat features this really cool stitch that she calls an ostrich stitch. So it's mostly stockinette with a little pearl thrown in there every now and again. And what's really cool about the Walter hat is she puts a pop of color inside. So this is like a knit band. It's like a headband. So you wear that over your ears and it keeps your ears nice and warm. So that is my one project for this week. I will try so hard to get another project done. And of course I got my fun alpaca pom-pom from Toft on top. So that is all I have for you guys this week. And I hope this encourages you to take a look at our classes. And this is a great time to go ahead and try something new. Try crocheting if you're a knitter. Try knitting if you're a crocheter. Try weaving. Weaving is incredibly zen. I can't think of a better word for it than zen. So I hope this all inspires you all. I hope that you have a lovely rest of your Sunday. And again, all of these products that I have shown are on the Fiber at 4 shopping category on the website. And we will see you guys next week. Have a lovely rest of your Sunday. Bye.